Next up is public comment and new business.
Okay. Well, I'll just add sort of to what I was saying before with new business, losing Karen. I let the mayor's office know that we have 2 seats now open, because, we can have up to 9, and that, so we've got the 2 open seats. So when they post that publicly, they do that periodically, the different boards and commissions that are seeking members, they will include our post. And I also let them know, to sort of keep a keen eye on any applicants that might be suitable to be chairperson, because come January, that's something that is going to have to, be dealt with. I will not be able to serve as chair come January. So I kind of just let them know. So we've got, several months ahead of us to try to figure it out and hopefully get some new blood on the commission and just take it from there. So there's that. So definitely keep your ears open, talk up the commission to anyone that might fit the criteria, that might be interested in joining. And as we all know, the criteria, I'll just remind everybody, either have a disability, work with people with disabilities, have family members or people that they take care of with disabilities, or just a strong interest in the subject. So
is there an age age level? I'm thinking,
well,
is there a high school older high school kid that might like to do this to, like the Eagle Scouts, those
right.
guys do community projects. I
Yeah,
just thought young blood might be really interesting.
I think I've seen other committees and commissions, like the Cultural Commission, that they've had like, much younger participants, like middle schoolers, high schoolers. I believe that they're non-voting members is how it works.
You're correct. I was, when I was on the Human Rights Commission, I had a subcommittee of middle school students and high school students, but they didn't vote. But I don't know what the age is where you could vote or not.
I would think it might be 18.
Yeah.
I think you do have to be 18 to be a voting member. So,
that's a good idea, though.
Yeah, there might be somebody that's going off to college to be an OT or a PT, and I don't know, it's just an idea.
Right. I was recruited by the superintendent of the schools 20 years ago as a special needs teacher.
Right.
So
that's an idea. Maybe we should poach the schools.
It's just a thought.
Yeah, so basically, like I feel like I had to do some diligence in letting the mayor's office know, like, this is what's coming down the pipe. Like, like I won't have a choice. I won't be able to be chair. And, so far, I don't know if anyone on the commission is able or willing to commit to that role right now. So, it's eventually going to have to get dealt with, but, I figured it didn't hurt to let them know now, and, hopefully we'll get some interest soon. And, anyway, so
perhaps Jenny, as an interim step, I shared with you that I may have to be moving, which, why I'm declining right now. But my thinking would be, if we each take a month, I know we need somebody to be the chair, but if we were to rotate it, January, I'd take January, Rich would take February, you know what I mean?
Right, right. That's an idea.
This is Andy. I would recommend against that only because it becomes pretty hard to coordinate meeting agendas and have continuity of
Okay.
our meetings.
Right.
Just from experience with lots of boards, I think that could be very difficult to manage for everybody. So my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Point taken. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I guess yeah. Yeah. I'd like to think outside the box for sure, but yeah, that does
Sometimes
make
have
sense.
boards with co-chairs might work better than having a rotation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and having co-chairs is certainly an option. Other disability commissions have successfully done that. So, hopefully we'll get it figured out over the next several months. But in the meantime, let's dive into what we have for tonight. Is Dennis
I have
still
one
here?
more, Jenny, one more question with
Sure.
regard to members. If you think that it is kosher to do so, I would be willing to write a short letter to the editor seeking volunteers.
Yeah,
to join.
they've done posts. They've done little blurbs for us before. So if you want to do that, they'll run it. They'll definitely run it.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
take that as an action. Jenny,
Yeah.
I will do that.
That'd be great.
And next, you were right. The ADA coordinator update is next.
Okay, great.
On the agenda.
So is Dennis still with us? He was here, but then I heard that he left. But did he come back?
Yeah, sorry, Dennis is here, but he may be having a problem with his mic. Dennis, if you are and you want to come up to my office and share a screen, feel free. He might be just having an issue with his mic at the moment. So.
Okay.
So it might be that he can hear you, but just can't comment.
All right.
I did want to mention that during homecoming, I was down at the tannery, and the folks in that noodle shop, their tables and area were encroaching again. There was insufficient passage.
Okay. Okay. I know Dennis, when I talked to him the other day, did say he's been making rounds on State and Pleasant, but maybe we need to make sure that the tannery gets checked on as well with their outdoor dining. And I think it's a matter of, it's different staff every day putting out the tables or chairs and signage and whatever and whatnot, I think it's just that simple, and they need to be, management needs to fully understand that every time that stuff gets put out, it has to be done, to the footprint of what's allowed, not anymore, not encroaching, that has to be, stuck to. So thanks for bringing that up. We'll have Dennis follow up over there. We'll see if he comes up to Andy's office.
Dennis and other members too. There's also a call-in number that we post with the city calendar posting, and that also might give folks the ability, if they have a mic problem, to have audio at least, just so you know.
Okay, Dennis, I don't know, maybe you want to try to call in? If you can hear us. While he's trying to figure that out, what's next, Lisa? I'm sorry.
Budget update, and that usually, I believe, comes from Kristen.
Kristen,
not here
right?
today.
So we're gonna
Can you guys hear me?
table that for now.
There's
Oh.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
we hear
good.
you.
Okay. I called in and I'm on my computer. I got like everything going right now. I'm back, I think.
Well, you perfect.
Been there,
timing.
done that.
Yeah. And
So I missed what you guys were saying.
You missed it, or you heard us?
No, I missed you. I missed it. I only heard
Okay.
the very end of it.
I was just
Okay.
saying, Dennis, that I go to the tannery on Sundays for the market, and the noodle
Yep.
shop, they're infringing again with their their temporary barrier, which is an elastic band and a couple of tubs. They're not on one side. There's insufficient passage.
Okay, I'll check it out tomorrow, and we'll address it. So that's what's at the noodle shop over there?
Yeah, yeah. I know it's not. It's likely unintentional, but anyway.
Yeah. Do you know? You don't know the actual address, do you? I can find it if not.
Honestly, I don't.
Okay, no problem. I'll find it. But I'll go out there tomorrow and I'll take care of it.
Okay, cool.
Great.
All right, so Dennis, now that we can hear you, I know we spoke earlier this week, but so what do you have for updates for us to share with us all?
Okay, so basically, we had a couple of things going on. I verified on Water Street that it does actually look like that house that they built on the sidewalk, but when you actually go downstairs, it's all an existing foundation and it kind of builds out. But I did take a picture of a tape measure on the ground, and we still do have 4'6". So we still do have the egress. That I did double check it just to make sure.
Okay.
So we can. So that's actually being maintained.
Great.
I went downtown. There was a couple of things downtown with Loretta's, the Paddle Inn, and Agave. They had to move some stuff around, but like I was saying to you, Jenny, I do my walk. I kind of go down Merrimack, up State, and around Pleasant. I do that almost every day at lunchtime. So I kind of, they know it now. So they kind of, they pay attention as best they can. But like I was saying, sometimes I get a big group in there, they move some tables around and they forget to move them back.
Right.
So then there was the only other thing that it's kind of still up in the air, and I'm chasing myself is the drop a boat ramp where we had someone fall on their bike. The intent that the DPS is saying that it's laid out now, it meets that intent, but I actually have to find if it meets specific code because it's kind of vague, like me and you were talking, Jenny, in that area.
Yep.
So I'm chasing that out, and
Okay.
I'll work on that one.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and to bring everyone up to speed, when I did talk with Dennis early this week, I'd recommended that he check out the public rights of way accessibility guidelines that the feds had put out a few years back. So when he gets a chance to kind of poke through that, I think it'll be a good resource to be able to share with the various city entities, stakeholders involved in different things, because that addresses a lot of these sort of gray area outdoor issues. So
Yep.
That should be good. And I'm still waiting to hear from the Office on Disability of when they're going to do another CAM training. But it's on my radar. And that's actually something I would love to have any members who haven't done that. It's worth attending, and the city will pay for it. So when that does come around, aside from Dennis just going, it'd be great if some of the members who have never attended could go. But that hasn't come out yet. So that's, I don't know when it'll be, or if it'll be virtual or what this next round. But anyway, all right. So that's kind of it for most of that, right? Have you had any more conversations about the 88 grant, Dennis?
I'm trying to put together right now. I took some pictures today. I went to the Knox School. There's a couple sidewalks over there. I got a lead maybe to go over where the retirement center is. There's a couple of spots in Hope Church. I want to just all the voting areas. I want to put together a report with some pictures on some curb cuts, some sidewalks that are out of code, maybe a ramp or something like that. I just want to do a complete investigation on it, put together a report with some pictures and a recommendation, and then I'm going to give that to Nancy. I plan on getting that done by the end of next week.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think that's, you know, not a bad thing to shoot for this round. You know, it's in line with our transition plan. If those are things that you found there that, you know, we haven't gotten to yet, that's, you know, it just makes sense to try to go for that. I know that they like to see those transition plans get completed, and that's part of, you know, the motivation for getting this grant to be available to the municipalities. So hopefully, um, you know, even if it's not a huge ask, hopefully we'll get it, and be able to address a few of those, you know, spots that need addressing.
It's definitely going to be hard for them to push back on some of those areas because of the voting. It'll be very hard for them to push back on. That's what me and Nancy
Right.
were talking about.
Right. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah. All right. That sounds good. And then Lisa, what's up next after the
Yep, after the
budget?
grant, the
I just
Pioneer.
have a question.
Oh,
Excuse
go
me,
ahead.
Go
Lisa.
ahead, Dennis.
Oh,
Go ahead.
for Dennis, Sean, Dennis, this is Sean, and thank you for checking out that house on Water Street. Have
No problem,
you
Sean.
had a chance to talk to the Superior Court about what's going on for handicap parking and accessibility?
Oh,
That's
You know
on our
what,
agenda.
Sean?
Sean, that's on
That
our
slipped through
agenda.
the.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, I
okay,
did-
okay.
oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Now I see it.
I have not, but that is going on my list right now. And tomorrow, that'll be part of my. Usually Fridays are very slow for me for inspections, so I handle kind of all my ADA stuff. So that's going to be. I'll take a ride down to Superior Court also. That's actually good too. If I can add that to my report.
Yeah.
oh
it'd be great.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
excellent.
Yep.
Oh, so that one we can tick that off. Next up, Jenny, the Pioneer League curb cuts, potential funding.
Right. Okay. So, you know, Kristen is still unclear on what they really are needing. And there's been a few communications with Christine Wallace and John Eric White, but I did tell her, you know, to really request a look at the schematics of it, so she can really get her questions answered, because I can't really explain it because I can't see the schematics. But she also thought that maybe that was something that we should consider for the grant. But I don't know that that would be a big enough draw in terms of, you know, how they like to see a high yield of benefactors to whatever the grant is for. So I, you know, I basically think that the best thing for us to do is just wait and see what the city actually needs, because they're still figuring that out. And, you know, I'm not sure, you know, Kristen has a lot, you know, seems to be a little on the opposition side of helping out to fund that if it comes down to it, but I don't know what everyone else's feelings are on it. So it's certainly something that we'll have to discuss more when we know more, because it's, you know, doesn't sound like it's going to be a cut and dry decision. But like I said, you know, we're still kind of waiting for the city to figure out, you know, actually get some cost estimates for what they're, you know, hoping to do, but can't quite include just yet, you know, like, so we're just still in the waiting game on that. But does anyone else have questions about it that I can answer, or I'll try to answer?
Well, it does say something about upgrade to include a possible inclusive playground.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we added that. Yeah, so that's actually something that is, I guess, more of a segue in that the plans for Pioneer League include a bunch of different things, and One of them is replacing the playground that is currently there behind the Head Start. And they're going to be redoing it. They're going to be moving it and completely putting in a new structure. And they promised us some time ago that that would be our first accessible playground. So that's the plan. You know, they're basically already designing it to be accessible, and there is a meeting next week on site with Lise Reed from the Parks Department, and also I think the Parks Commission head will be there, and a gentleman from the actual equipment company. And according to Lise Reed, he is very familiar with accessibility playground equipment and has done a lot with it. So I'm hoping to have a good conversation with them next week, so we can really make sure that this playground, it's gonna set a precedent and be a really big first for us. And I want to make sure it gets done right and really includes as many different elements as possible for the various different, disabilities for kids. Not just there's wheelchair access and some swings that are accessible. I want there to be elements to stimulate all the different disabilities. So that's part of their project. And Kristen and I, going over the agenda, just decided to just throw it on there as an update to Pioneer League, because it is part of that project. So that's why it's looks like that on the agenda. But it is kind of its own, it's going to kind of be its own thing for us to be involved in anyway. And Kristen's able to attend that meeting with me next week on site. So, hopefully that'll just be good news. I don't know what kind of funding they have to work with. But we're going to encourage that they ask for what they need from the city, because this is something that, there's been a lot of efforts for some years now, going on a few years now. So that's kind of what's going on with that.
Very good. That sounds wonderful. And just in general, it feels like the Parks Department is really knocking it out of the park, so to speak. Everything seems to be going very well in the parks. They look beautiful and very, very nice.
I think they've been doing a pretty good job, all things considered. They're so short-staffed and full plate. I think they really do the best they can.
I think they do very well.
Yeah.
Parks are really beautiful. Okay, next up is outdoor dining accessibility updates, but I think Dennis already talked about that.
Yeah, he already went over that, so we can skip that.
Next was courthouse parking. I think we already talked about that. Website updates.
Okay.
Ooh, website updates.
What's that?
Said, ooh, website updates. We forgot about that one, didn't we?
Yes, right. So
that's going on my list right
Dennis
now.
A little more time to get adapted all this stuff that he's going to be doing now. But it is, I will note, Dennis, if you could maybe talk to someone just to get the membership updated would be a good start. Because we still have members listed on there that haven't been members in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, we got to get the right names in there.
Yeah. So, and now with Karen gone, there's only the 7 of us now. So, that could be something that could be a good starting point to be shown how to get in to the system and do those edits.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you do get kind of adept at that, like you and Kristen can get together and go over the content that we would like to get put up on the page,
Okay.
if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I don't think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
that's going to be a problem. I gotta get, someone's just got to show me the ropes. So I'll talk to the clerk's office, and
Yeah.
someone shows me. I mean, I would assume that it's not going to be difficult. I have somewhat computer skills that I would imagine it's going to be pretty easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put it pretty easy. They just got to show you once and you'll know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So from
Thanks,
what I
Andy.
understand, if you're even remotely tech savvy, like it's not hard at all. It's just that, you know, we don't have the access. So you
No
know,
problem.
it falls to someone in the city. So
Yep.
um
I'll
thank
take
you.
care of it.
So, yeah, and I'm confident that we'll actually get there sooner than later. So that's helpful. All right, what have we got next? Or is
Our
that it?
last item is Silent Disabilities Sunflower
Oh,
Lanyard.
that's right. Was that Sean? Was that you that was going to look into that?
Yeah, and I did report out one thing at our last meeting, was
Right.
I was in contact with Revere, and they didn't, they've never heard of it. And so
No.
I
really?
I spoke with a woman in Provincetown, and she was the ADA coordinator. I said to her, she answered her phone, and I said, "Are you the ADA coordinator for Provincetown?" And she paused. Dennis, you might know what that might be like, because I don't think she had an idea what I was going to drop on her. But
That's scary, right?
yeah.
I know, right?
But never heard of it. They don't use it. Even
Yeah,
thought that
really?
it might
Huh.
it might violate a person's what do you call it? Anonymity or
Anonymity.
Anonymity, yeah.
Huh.
Sean, do you know
so
how
they're
long
not-
she was there for, Sean? Because I know, like, I want to say 10 years ago, I know that they were doing it in Provincetown. I know they were. I'm surprised.
her,
Huh.
her name was Ann Howard.
Ann
I don't know if
Howard.
that name
Okay.
rings a bell. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm gonna make a
And
phone
then
call on my
I
own. I'm
thought,
gonna make a phone call on my own.
well, those are the two leads, and it wasn't turning up. And I thought, well, what would be a community of all communities that may know about it? So I called Cambridge, and I thought if anybody, you know, at least in Metro Boston and Eastern Massachusetts, Cambridge might be doing it. And again, they're not doing it. Never heard of it.
Huh. Okay.
Oh,
So,
Well, that's
so
interesting.
that's my report.
All right. Well, we tried. It seemed
that's
like
a
a good
bummer. Is that
idea.
something? Is that something we could do though? Do we need other towns? I mean,
Well, I think we were just kind of looking for guidance because, you know, I'm not really sure like how we would, you know, go about
implement it. Yeah.
implementing it or setting it up or whatever. Like, I mean, I don't know. Huh.
I could do some more hunting and go to some websites and see if maybe there is a person from there. It might not even be in the Commonwealth who would speak with us, talk with us about it.
Yeah,
But,
maybe, you know, like it's sort of wherever it sort of originated, or I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe do a little Googling on it. See what else we can
Yeah.
find out.
all right.
I mean, you know, I'd hate to leave it dead in the water, you know. It seemed like such a great
Yeah.
idea. But, you know, if we hit a wall, we hit a wall. We'll see. All right. Well, I guess that's about everything. Does anyone have anything else that they want to bring up?
No,
Okay. All
I
right.
think we might be able to take, I do have one thing. I don't want to hold everybody up, but being around for Yankee Homecoming, I was out and about near on Water Street, on the same side of the street as Custom House Museum. And there are some Heading down to the arts in the art, what do you call it? It's
Association.
the Newburyport Art Association. Yeah. There, I nearly wiped out twice. People had to
Oh.
come and help me because my wheelchair bottomed out. Those
Oh.
curb cuts I had to go into the street, and it's very dangerous right along there.
Really?
Those curb cuts, or you know how you come down from one to a driveway and then back up to the next one. My wheelchair
Mhm.
got stuck twice. So it's on the,
Really?
I guess you'd say it's on the north side, Water Street, round about that area between Custom House and the Art Association. Really
Okay.
bad, really, really bad.
Okay. All right,
That's
Dennis,
on my
you want to
list.
make note of that?
We got a
and-
lot of bad ones,
Yep.
believe me, I know where they are. These
Well,
particular,
that's, that's why you're an asset to us, Lisa, because, we want to know where they
Yeah.
are. So,
And you deal with it. That's why. Yeah, that's what's good about it. So
Yeah,
that's good. No, this
normally-
is on my list.
normally I'm on the rail trail, which is awesome. But
Right.
it happened to be that I was with folks and we were doing a little window shopping and strolling, and it was like twice people had to a guy pulled over in his car to get out to help because
my
my chair got
goodness.
that stuck.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that's not good at all. That's not good for anybody. All
No,
right.
and
Well,
I'm thinking of elderly ladies with their walkers, and
yeah.
it ain't gonna work for them.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know?
Or just somebody unlucky enough to not have anyone around when they're in their chair and it bottoms out. I mean, Jesus, that's not good at all. So, thank you for
Nope.
bringing that up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Alrighty.
definitely. All right.
So with
Um,
that, we can. I make a motion that the meeting adjourn.
Okay, I
Do we
second.
have anyone second? All right. All in
All
favor?
right. Well,
We have
thank you
to.
all for coming.
We have to do a voice vote.
Oh,
on
yes,
adjourning.
that's right. Roll call to adjourn.
Lisa says aye.
Are we allowed to say aye or do we have to do roll call?
You're supposed to do roll call anytime you're doing remote meetings like this. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Yeah. Okay. Lisa, you said aye.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Colin,
Aye.
Sean,
Aye.
and was Rich with us?
He was.
Yeah, Rich is on right now. He came in partway during the meeting about,
Okay.
yeah.
Hello. Aye.
Hi, Rich. Do you vote yay or nay to adjourn? I'm gonna just take that as a yay. Okay, and I also am an aye. All right, we're adjourned. We will meet next month. Hopefully, everyone will be able to make it, and we'll continue fighting the good fight. Thank you all,
Perfect.
and stay cool.
Yes.
And have a good weekend.
Yes.
All
Take care.
All right, everyone.
Bye
Take
bye,
care.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Take care.